Okay, thank you. Maybe we'll say this opening prayer. Just when we say this, just contemplate the meaning here. Relax the mind. Just be here. All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstacles who harm me, those great obstacles of my path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly arise salvation into the state of God. All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, those who harm me, those great obstacles on the path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly realize salvation into the state of Bodhi. All mother sentient beings, especially those who live with me, obstacles who harm me, and those great obstacles on the path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly lost themselves into the state of quality. Thus, until I awaken with one virtuous seed of body, speech, and mind, until death I perform virtuous deeds of body, speech, and mind. Now, of this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds of body, speech, and mind. May listening to the Buddha, study, practice, contemplation, and meditation awaken our hearts of Bodhi. May this be a cause for our own happiness and the happiness of all others as vast as faith. May all mother sentient beings, founders of the sky, have happiness and process of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering, causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Please turn the wheel of the Dharma of the two vehicles and their combinations according to the disposition applies the mental capacity should be. So as we said, these prayers is all related to our mental state, mind, to how to achieve the mind, peace, happiness, and how to free from suffering. And this is, you see, is a universal. It's not as some individual's interest. It's the interest of everybody, everywhere, wherever you go. You go to every places in the world, everyone's interest on this. How to achieve peace and happiness. How to free from suffering. And then, as you see, This is here happiness and the causes of happiness, peace. So that is the one we have to, everybody do something, creating the cause. When they have not enough happiness, not enough peace, then they do something, like say business, politics, law, and how to create something cause to achieve some kind of satisfaction. But then a lot of things goes wrong. Means the cause is not right. So we need such a wisdom. What are those causes? So here is talking something about that. And then in relation to this, we try to fix outside to have happiness. If I have this house, I'll be so happy. If I have this car, I'll be so happy. If I go to that place, I'll be so happy, But never we look inside. That's very important point. We know we all have the mind. My mind and your minds, and no difference. There's no single difference. Because I want peace and happiness. And I make effort, work hard, how to create that, And you all do the same thing. We go to the school, we go to college, we go to university, how to do things right. And sometimes we use drug, to be happy. And sometimes we drink, become alcoholic to be happy. So look at all things. Whatever people do something, they are creating a cause for peace and happiness. But all the causes, whatever the cause it creates, is very individual, distinctive. It creates the cause. It brings the cause. Not everything, Say, I want to create something and I don't like that. Then I'm upset. I'm angry. Because it's not doing right. So this creating suffering. I don't like that. See? And so like that, there's so lot of causes. And the Bible says also, which goes round, comes round. The same thing. Whatever we're creating, it becomes a cause. So as I mentioned, it's the mind is the principle. The mind is very vast, very profound. Even though I have my own mind, I think a lot. I read, get more information. Still I don't know. So my profundity of the mind and my vastness of the mind is the same as yours. There's no single difference. The mind of the Buddha and the mind of the Jesus, there's no single difference. See, we should understand that. It's universal. So, And then we appreciate love and compassion. See, I love you. I want you to be happy. Because that person wants to be happy. So they say, I want you to be happy. Since that person doesn't want suffering, we won't say, I love you, be suffering. You see, it's universal. So here, what is talking about? How to create the cause for peace and happiness. The subject here is mentioned, showing the 4 battle points for the method of cultivating loving kindness. It's very profound. It requires a lot of exercise here in the mind. So here's showing some of, I don't know if we can finish all of this here, but we'll go through step by step, So please understand that, So we are studying not something magical thing, something unusual things, cult, these things. We are touching the subject of universal, that everybody in the world that require touch this subject. In our mind, as an unenlightened being, we are both all the negative emotions, negative thoughts, like anger, hatred, attachment, and proud, arrogance. We have all those things. Also, we have how to be sincere, how to love, how to respect, how to do good things. We have also those. So here is encouraging us how to minimize the cause of suffering, first within us, before we give to others. First ourselves. First I should know about it. Then I should practice about it. And then I share with others. There's no magic. You see, we just individually take time, interest. How much we work in our life until we die. All is what we do is for peace and happiness. Everyone agree that? Let me know if there's no, if somebody disagree with this. Sometimes our arrogance doesn't allow to accept these things. Our ego. It's called ego. If you look at what is ego, you don't find it. Our ego is a mirage, It's mirage. When you see mirage on the road, you say, oh, maybe they will start running, there's a rain, but there had not been rain. But you look at this, it's like look some distance at the street. Just this looks like they have a heavy rain. So ego is like that. No, I know I have ego. I attach to my ego. It's very sensitive. It's fragile. But if you look at it where? And don't find it. We cannot find a location where it abides, where it's come from, where it goes. It's mirage. Make sense? This is you look at this. It's just a mirage. That shows it's there emotionally, but it's not there when you look at it. You don't find it. So these things, how to sort out. So that requires a lot of wisdom, special insight. So the Buddha's teaching is educational. The Buddha taught the teachings over 2,000, about 600 years ago. The cause, what are the suffering? What are the cause of suffering? What is peace and happiness? What are the cause of peace and happiness? The taught over 2,600 years ago, still so fresh. There's nothing need to be changed, except we have to understand what is about that. Then we exercise. We say investigate. Investigate doesn't mean there's something's wrong there, but for our own understanding, we look at it, then meditate, and then see how much you can get the benefit to ourselves and how you can provide to others. As I mentioned, we are in the unenlightened. So, having said that, you see, even in the Buddhist world, Buddhist country, there are a lot of confusions, a lot of problems, because they are unenlightened, and they have that ego, negative emotions that manifests. No, but much better. They can understand it. They acknowledge their mistake. So then they change, progress, to have more opportunity, to develop. And our negative emotions are not always permanent. We should know that they are impermanent. Okay, they're impermanent. They keep changing. That's encouraging, We should all understand it's encouraging. So we can change. So we can develop, we can do better. We never late any time. Requires some conditions, working basis, as we call precious human life. So those here who are interested to come here has a great opportunity to reflect, to see these things. So you just open your heart and just see what it says. And I try to read, and then my eyes are not so good. I'm aging, So yeah, showing the four vital points for the method of cultivating loving kindness, instruction of loving kindness by Drikung Kyobpa. So this looks like one of his disciples put together. From the precious Guru, teacher, when I came before the precious Drikung Kyobpa, he asked, have you received the instruction on loving kindness or not? As I had not yet received them, he said, receive these instructions on loving kindness. All auspiciousness and excellence will arise from it. And in particular, it will result in a long life, you see. When you got to hear this, all the text you can go through, So when you have that mind, then everything taken care of. Here's it. happiness, excellence, all the qualities that what you need is there because it's your mind. When your mind is imbued, imbued, when your mind is fully imbued, then your mind is ornamented, the nature of the loving kindness, compassion. And that place is peace. These negative emotions would not disturb our mind. When the negative emotions are not disturbed our mind, then mind is peace. Then happiness is the flavor of that peace. We're looking for happiness, how to be happy, excited, But when the mind is not in the right place, no matter how much you try, still there's something wrong, So he said, in the world, you all need that. So we pay attention about this. This way, the mind is relaxed, calm, peaceful, and you see the little disturbance in your body, and that helps to live long life and healthy life. See, it influences your body. In that regard, there are 5 stages of loving kindness. First is the cause of generating loving kindness. Cause, we have to first look at the cause of generating loving kindness. Basically, everybody has loving kindness. Everyone has. Not only human beings, even animals. You look at their law, their offspring. Even small insect, they have that. It's the innate nature. As much as universal. Like, for example, when the bird hatches the egg and they take care of the chicken, how much the bird, the mother, sacrifice her comfort to her offspring. She has no expectation. She does it taking her responsibility out of love, out of compassion. So we have that. The innate nature is there. But temporarily, we are obscured by these negative emotions. They manifest. They manifest from here, there. This all depends on the conditions. This all negative emotions that we rise are conditional. Without condition, they will not arise. Like say, anger. You are not angry all the time. But when something happens which you don't like, pops up anger. If somebody is doing not right, you are angry. It's conditional. So all the negative emotions are conditional. We should keep that in the mind. It's a very important point. But the real love, the innate love, is not conditional. It's just there. Make sense? These are very important points. Okay, keep in the mind. That will encourage you, inspire you that will give you confidence to manage all our negative emotions are habit. It's bad habit. We're so habituated on that. And then that occupies all our clarity of the mind and disturbs temporarily. No. That the cloud in the sky. See, the sky is clear, clean, pure. But then a cloud sometimes manifests, cover the clarity of the sky. And then when the strong wind blows, the cloud disappears. So the cloudy mind, the negative emotions are just temporary. They are conditional. So we should understand that, no? So cause for seers, no? Kindness. Generally, it arises from reflecting on all those who have been very kind. So people just know how to practice this, no? Generally, if you reflect, anybody who have been very kind to you, it helps to develop your loving kindness. I received such kindness from that person that, that is so kind, then just there, your loving kindness arise. Very kind. And especially by meditating on one's own present father and mother, this life. Look at your father, how much he worked hard for you. Look at your mother, how much she takes care of you. Especially mother. That will come down. The day when you are born, and she took care of you. You don't know anything. So innocent, know nothing. And she didn't throw you out. She took care. No, say, my baby. This generous mission is same everywhere you see. It's not a culture. It's not something tradition. It's just naturally is there. So look, this here. This also Buddha talked that way. No. Buddha's not saying, I order you, you practice loving kindness. See. But I'm telling you how to practice loving kindness. So start this way, Your father, mother start there. Mostly, I'm here saying most of the time. But sometimes that also doesn't work. It comes here, Precious Drikung Kyobpa Lord Jitu Sumgun said, because we sentient beings have little merit, loving kindness does not arise for our kind father and mother, but instead tends to rise for our partners and companion of this life and so forth. They're saying sometimes, oh, my mother was terrible. She tried to destroy my life, There's some individuals there, you can see, yeah, we have that, I cannot develop love to my mother. That's kind of. Instead, here saying now, just sometimes your friend, your family members, you love more than your mother. So that kind of things is there. It's generally in the samsara. It's also everywhere. It's not just in one country or one place. It happens everywhere. Also, keep that in the mind. So he said, but reflect on this. So whether you see your mother or father or your companion or your friend or your child or your brother or your sister, whatever you feel most close to you, what's important is you need to develop that mind, you say. Then look at that person in your mind, how you care that person, how much you love that person, why you love that. Listen, bring that in the mind. And then you say how much you really want that person to be happy, free from suffering. First, contemplate on that. Say, start with that. Instead, say, develop love and compassion to all sentient beings. It's a vague, Looks very impressive, but it's vague, not so precise. First, look at most close to you, not that person. Okay. Now he said, just like your mother this life, he say now, this mother of mine wept away all my filth, even with her own mouth. She quenched all my thirst with her moisture, milk. She gave me food the size of Mount Meru. It's not just one moment, but you look till the day you are born until you are fully grown up, how much you have eaten. See, if you collect all those things, make one size, how big it will be to say this one. Okay. Now they're little easier. No, so there's a supermarket, this, you work, get some money, and then you get this. But in old times, very difficult. I'm sure you have been to some other places, other country, old country, mother, she has a child, and she has nothing. She goes to the street asking, please give me something to feed my child. And some people, they scold her, abuse her. Why you are doing this? I don't have anything to give you. But still, she's just back. Some threaten, but still she does. That way how she feed her child. You see, that's how you see. First look at this. So we need to have some kind of how to move our mind, See. She suckled me with the milk, the size of oceans of it. Now drink her mother's milk. Every day for many years. If you collect all those, how much it would be? Like an ocean. Just look at this. She clothed me with a garment like the southern cloud. It's not southern, actually. It's usually called in Tibetan. Today, it's just cloud. Not just south or north or it's a cloud. Okay. It's translation, people. It's expression. But looks like a cloud of cloth. How much we change the cloth? How much we buy new cloth? So this all the resource is made by heart. So that's why it's not just only this we mother just look at you in the morning. If you have a breakfast, a cereal, look at a bowl of cereal. You have just a bowl of cereal. How many people involved there? First, the farmers, they work hard. The farmer has to worry so much if there's not enough rain, or there may be too much rain. You see, they have to worry about this. They have to take care of the farm. And they harvest. Then the agent go to the store. And the store people, they work hard to collect all these things. And how many people involved there? So just even one bowl of food. There's all people, they all desire peace and happiness. Nobody wants the suffering. Reflect on those. But how many are suffering about this? So these are details. Look at this, all the details in the mind. And then develop a sense of some responsibility. Here I'm enjoying this, and in my mind I want peace and happiness. Free from the suffering. See, so this is said to everybody. So first look at that, with the cloud. By focusing on these reason and feeling moved, you feeling some special moved in your mind. Wow, that's true. I didn't think of it so detailed. First of all, I don't remember first year, second year, during that time, how much she went through. I don't reflect. I don't know. The lot of stories. You're almost dead. You're almost dead. You're almost dead, And I took care of this. Especially when your kids, so baby, before you kind of walking, quarreling, then the baby doesn't know where to fall, the baby may fall to this side, that side, and she took care. Oh, they're so sensitive, How much she's worrying about you. When you're sick, she calls the doctor, priest. Can you bless? Can you give some medicines? Like these things. Look at these things, say here. A vivid loving kindness and certain knowledge of her deep kindness will arise for your present mother from the depth of your heart. If you reflect on these details, then it will help you to reflect her kindness, how much she took care of you. This, regard to this, in the Jewel Ornament of Liberation, in that book also mentioned the four kindness the mother gave you. First, the body. She to, well, there's just nothing, like a small box, she took care. And then, as I mentioned, even she was poor, nothing to eat, she goes around back with hardship, like as I mentioned, farmer, in the old time, the farmer is one of the main resource. They have to go at night, Then, in the cold weather, they have to look after all those. And there are some, like butchers, fishers, go to fish, call fish, and then take care of just the family. The butchers, they have to kill the animals, and then make the resource for the family. This is a look at this. Yeah, look at this. How much she have done so much without knowing how much negative things, negative karma she made for her child to feed. So look this. And then he said, when baby's slowly walking, then teach how to walk, then how to talk. Then slowly sent to kindergarten, and the college. All this you see, to grow, she was thinking her child should be the best of all. My child should have the best education, should be the best person in the school, in the college, in the university, That kind of, she has a high expectation. Then my child will be so happy. If child is happy, I'm happy, Look at these things. So develop loving kindness in the heart. First, you deeply root this in your heart. Then from there, he will come, you will develop courage, more fear. So these are the wisdom that we collect. Cause for peace and happiness, you see. Sometimes we destroy others for your own peace and happiness, and will never get peace and happiness from that. It's because it's a wrong cause, When you create and you do all the bad things and then try to get some peace and happiness, will never get it. Like a drug, to some peace, some little bit peace, you use drug. And then you see your life will be ruined. Your life is destroyed. How you can bring peace from that? At the time of Buddha, I guess there was no drug, but Buddha said, don't drink alcohol. It's the same, intoxicates you. Once you are intoxicated, you are a half human being. You don't know what you're doing. So you see, in samsara, our mind is confused, generally, And when you use drug, then more confused. Instead of having more clear, this brings more cause of suffering. You are confused totally. So you see, So from there you see, look at how Buddha's teaching is about. Steps you take. No. Because when Siddhartha became Buddha, then his mind is fully awake, fully awakened from the delusion, from the ignorance. And the mind was totally pure, perfectly pure. And then all those love and compassion just developed within that, because seeing the suffering of the sentient beings are deliberate to experience peace and happiness, but instead they are suffering. And not only that, they keep creating the cause of suffering. No. So his wisdom and compassion is so much that he totally, dedicated his life to teach, going to place, meet people. There are rich people, there are poor people, there are so many different people. They come to see him, and he meet them, talk to them. Some they're challenging, there's some people coming, they're just to Buddha, what you're doing here, So some other kind of teacher, who are senior. This Buddha he achieved Buddhahood when he was 35, So he was young, young in the late 30s, early 40s. Then he was becoming more famous. And there are some teachers who are 60, 70-year-old, and they're a little jealous, So what you're doing, you who are called Buddha, what do you have, And all different, he faced a lot of difficulties, challenges, but everything he just took care out of skill, wisdom, compassion, and his message to all, this is what I do. There's a Buddha's teaching in Asia at that time, from India. He just northern India, Dharma teaching there. Then later, all India, then to all New Zealand. You just look, all those Asian countries, like say, Burma, Myanmar, that's called, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Indonesia, and Malaysia, all the eastern side, the teaching went there. And the west to Pakistan, Afghanistan, then to the east to all the Himalaya mountains, Tibet, and China, Mongolia, all teaching just went there without effort. They themselves make effort to bring the teachings. So, for example, if you read Marpa, if you know, read the Marpa's life story, you can see Marpa was a Tibetan in the 10th, 11th century, how much he made effort to bring the teachings. He sacrificed totally his life, and he brought the teachings in Tibet. And he produced teachers called Milarepa. Like this, you see. That's how Buddha's teaching, how the message of Buddha's went, because they sacrificed their life, because it is so helpful to the people. Like this kind of practice of loving kindness, not just for themselves, but for all others. No? Okay. So this is back and focus on your present mother again. Then Again, expand that loving kindness as it rose for your mother again. So repeat this again and again. Make sure you got it. Yes, my mother was, it's just example, it's a mother. And anybody who have you, who you love, you just bring that in your heart. Meditate. And hold your mind. It's nothing but that bring in the mind. So, yes, whether she's alive or not alive, doesn't matter. But you bring that in the mind, in your heart. No? Yes. Sometimes tear comes in your eyes. So, oh, that yes, she's done. No? Bring that in the heart, mind. And she wants all the peace and happiness for herself. No. And she just know how much she took care of me to become a good person, a better person in the world. Yeah. So these are first very important. That's the first cause of the how to develop loving kindness in your heart. Okay. Then you expand, say, no, then expand that loving kindness as it arose for your mother to all sentient beings of the East. Then first you say, before East, you can say, first you develop, look at in your family. If you have a family, your father, mother, brother, sisters, if you have, then that same feeling of the mother to develop to all your family. As my mother, she wants peace and happiness. All my family, they want peace and happiness. You see, if you practice that, then you see your mind will be so peaceful, calm. See, first you see, you get the peace. Then you can provide that to your family. Everybody will be so happy, peaceful, harmony. So the family will be peaceful and harmony. Otherwise, families, they're fighting, quarreling each other, throwing pillows at each other, We'll stop that, Okay, first you see how much benefit is there. Our life is not that long. At most 100 years, So 60, 70, 80, nothing, very short. So during that time, how it would be wonderful to live peacefully with harmony. So healthy, see, mentally healthy, physically healthy. See, then after that, with the family, then your neighbors, with all, neighbor. Anybody you see, say hello, hi, good morning, wonderful day, Then from the neighbors, your town, your city, you practice that. I'm this place here. This all people, they want peace and happiness. There's no difference as me. Meditate that, practice that. This is what say now to expanding, First you bring in your mind, develop in your mind, okay? Sometimes without having oneself, try to develop to all, It is a political, Here, practical, okay? Meditate that. This is a Practically, I'm doing this. Practically to experience peace, myself and others. Yeah. See. Then, from their whole country, plus a state, when the Wisconsin, all the people in Wisconsin, they should have peace, happiness, Then whole country, all the people in this country, there's so many different people, but everybody who are in this country, they all want is peace and happiness. No. Sometimes they're disturbing. They're disturbed because of their negative emotion. When the negative emotion rises, they're powerless. Then we develop more loving kindness on this. They're suffering. They don't want their suffering, but they're suffering because of this mental, negative emotions. Just meditate on this. Relax. Okay. But then from there, you say, look at the east. Here it's saying, look at all the way to eastern direction. Develop. Then west. Then says south, north. Just develop. To every sentient beings here. The east, south, west, and north, making it whiter and whiter, cultivating thus with a great persistence for 15 days is the second second day is the second stage. First stage is mentioned to focus your mother or your person who's most close to you. That's your first one. Okay, first that one, focus on that. Second one, then expand to all. Okay. Then expand it to all sentient beings of the cardinal direction, as well as the zenith and the nadir, cultivating in the way for 15 days is the third stage. Then southwest, northeast, like this, four corner. So they say then up and down, it makes the 10, it's called 10 directions. Okay. So it's inclusive now. 10 direction is inclusive to all. So this is third stage. Then expand it in turn to all sentient beings of the four intermediate direction. Northeast, yes, south, yeah, southeast, southwest, and northeast, making it whiter and whiter, cultivating with a great persistence for half a month in the fourth day. Half a month means 15 days. Okay. 15 days or half a month is a 15 day anyway. Oh. So look, this is a gradual step by step. Meditate on this. On. Thus, having expanded it to all sentient beings of the 10 directions, the four cardinal, four intermediate, zenith, and nadir, cultivate your loving kindness in that way. If it is not possible to expand it when expanding outward, bring it back and focus one's own mother, present mother. When you expand all this, and if you feel your mind's vague, unclear, so yes, I practice loving kindness to all the sentient beings, but I don't feel it. It's just intellectual, you know. Now what should I do? So bring back to your first, your mother or your friend or your relative, whoever, bring to that. I can exercise, build stronger, make it happen. See, this is so crucial. This is how to start your life. Real human being, a meaningful life, peace and happiness. See, this imagine is not just something magic. Somebody created you to be happy, but you yourself, how to develop, manage, and nobody can take away that. Okay? Nobody will take away that. It's within you. This is the power of the mind. Yes, mentioned, Look at how the mind is powerful. When the negative mind comes there, then it creates all the suffering into you. Nobody can create your life in the hell realm except by yourself. In other words, nobody can throw you in the hell realm but except by yourself. Nobody can create this kind of peace and happiness in your life but except by yourself. See? So we need this kind of practice now, practically now, and then for the future. See? What time you have? 10, 11? 11. That's good. Listen, mother. Then he said, alternating between the loving kindness as it arose for you, for your mother, and expand it wider and wider to all sentient beings. See, then you say that you can alternate. First you practice with your mother, make sure you got it, you developed it. Yes, I feel it. Then that mind expand to all sentient beings, to everybody. And you just say, practice it. See. Cultivating in this way for 15 days is the fifth stage. So this is the fifth stage, okay? Oh. Now regarding the cultivating instruction from the precious Guru teacher, if there is too much talk about loving kindness, then it can go astray. You talk so much, these days, oh, they're wonderful, all right. Then you look at the mind, you don't have it. It's astray, off the track, See, this all teaching from the experience, you see, not just intellectually. So Lord Khenchen Sungkwan himself fully imparted this teaching. That's why he gathered hundreds and hundreds of thousands of disciples. No? So we meditate that way. However, there are 4 points, regarding loving kindness. The cause for generating loving kindness. The essence of loving kindness. This is called essence of loving kindness, or identifying what really loving kindness is about. We have to identify, okay, what's loving kindness? You should understand about that. No? Sometimes loving kindness, oh, be nice, kind, relax, but not really understanding about that. The enhancement of it, so first you identify it, then how to enhance, progress it, and its activities, then how it activities manifest helping others, yourself. Oh, what the whole you see, first is generating loving kindness, then identification of the loving kindness, and then it's what is that? Enhancing loving kindness, and then the activities of. So keep this four in the mind. Okay, also how to develop yourself. Then after that, how to identify it. Then after you identify, you enhance, progress, develop. Okay. Then has its activities. So see all the details, carefully, beautifully, just design here. So these 4 points, everything about loving kindness, is entirely and completely subsumed, so all put together here. Regarding the cause for generating loving kindness, generally it is all those who have been very kind to us. Anybody, everybody. As I mentioned, if you have a bowl of cereal, look at how everybody is kind to you. Your life is sustained because of that. Meditate on this, reflect on this generally. Especially, it is the cultivation of focusing on the battle point and feeling moved by affirmation, 5 reasons, just before mentioned, 5 reasons mentioned before, regarding your present mother. Especially look at your mother in this life. It's just mentioned before. That's the cause for arousing loving kindness. How to rise loving kindness within in the mind. Just all the steps. This, as mentioned, reflect on you read the jewel ornament of liberation at the section of the loving kindness. Read that, it will help us. Read here, it will help us to meditate, reflect on this. Then you just develop such a great devotion. Devotion to the teacher, devotion to the practice. By cultivating in that way, there arises from your depth a certainty and an experience of vivid loving kindness within your own stream of beings. See, so that vivid means clear, precise in your mind, that bring that. Now you feel so much. That there's nothing but that only nature of the loving kindness. My whole mind is now transformed into that loving kindness through this practice. Just like I said, for your mother, your brother, sister, anybody, I will do anything to help, with my all effort. See? So bring that in your mind. This is the essence of loving kindness itself. So this is the essence of that. This is how to identify, okay? How to identify what loving kindness is about. It's clear? Okay, yeah. To bring that in your mind. Then next said, taking that loving kindness which arose for your present mother or brother or sister or your companion, your friend, and then expand it, as I mentioned earlier, it to all sentient beings in meditation, brings about the emergence of its progress, that is developing, enhancing. It's called how to develop your practice of the loving kindness to all others. This is the enhancement of loving kindness. Okay. By cultivating with such great persistence all the temporary and ultimate auspiciousness and excellence rise for both yourself and others, and you can not be harmed by anything. You see, all this is, you see, when you have that kind of powerful loving kindness, nobody can move that. Even somebody say, I will kill you if you practice this, you may say, yes, you can kill me. No, just example, no? See, because this is the one that which brings all the good qualities of this life now and the future for myself and for others. This is just making this, you have the full confidence on this. This is the essence of my nature of the mind, you see. So this is you're revealing your mind. As I mentioned, it's our innate nature, you know. Since it's our innate nature, it's revealing now, bringing out for action. Before it is hidden under the delusion. Our mental obscurations is under that hidden. So now through this instruction, it reveals, bringing up yourself. That's your own nature. We don't have to rely on anybody. We have it, but we just need to bring up. It's called effulgence. You know effulgence? The word, you know effulgence? You don't know. Effulgence.
Light coming from within.
It is within yourself. The quality is within you. It's always been there. Okay, it's called effulgence. It's a nice word, you know. It's our nature, okay. We are fabricated by this delusion. We're contrite to our delusion by our ignorance. This is how to get rid of our ignorance. And so we are in that nature. This is our nature. Just embrace it, hold on it, abide with it. No, this is called activities of loving kindness. There are all the excellent qualities just there. Within that, nothing will go wrong. Okay? See, then nobody can harm us. Harm us. No, arise for both yourself and others, and you cannot be harmed by anything. Furthermore, if someone intend to kill and strike with a weapon or the like, if the yogi possesses this, yogi means practitioner, okay? And here, yogi means the practitioner of this loving kindness. Yeah. Those who have practiced successfully, you have it now. You got it, okay? You pass you through the course, you developed it. You identified it. So now I know I have it. Then you enhance it to all the sentient beings, okay? As the practitioner possess the supreme samadhi of loving kindness. There you have the samadhi means echo points. Calm abide. Calm abide within this state. Your mind fully your mind fully within that nature. Loving kindness. The weapons will turn into an utpala flower, means lotus flower. When you have that total nature of that, your whole being transforms into that nature. Your whole being within that state, totally like perfected. And even the weapons will turn into flowers. See, has that kind of power. That's called activities of the loving kindness. Okay. That Siddhartha, when he was meditating on this loving kindness, Maras and demons, they throw mountains, weapons, all throw to him, and everything transformed into flower. Or if you read Milareva's life story as well, there are a lot of those, Sometimes he when they transform into flowers, then he says, drink the water of my love and compassion. See, that's what's called the first, the ability or the power of the practice of loving kindness, okay? Then here is a new thing. If they possess only an average, the samadhi means average practice of loving kindness, not too strong, but you have a good, good understanding, and you maintain well, okay, not that strong, then he said, the weapons will simply fall to the ground. They throw it and it just fall on the ground. Not transform into flower, but just throw it down, Or sometimes the person started throw a weapon and just what you call slipped from the hand. That it happened when Milarepa was meditating in the mountain. And then when he was meditating on the mountain with the loving kindness to all sentient beings, and the hunter has he has a dog, a hunting dog. The dog chased the deer, and the deer was just next to Milarepa, and the dog also next to Milarepa. And then the hunter was so upset. So where you conjure up my deer, my dog with deer, I start shooting arrow because that time there was no gun, He started shooting arrow, and the arrow suddenly just fall to the ground. And he was just thinking, this is not happening in my life. I know what happened here now. Because malaria was loving kindness. In the history there, you read those love stories. It would help us to develop these qualities, Ground and no harm will come to the practitioner. Even if they possess a weaker, not too strong, ordinary samadhi of loving kindness, the weapon will turn back against the attacker, and no harm will come to the yogi, the practitioner. If you are so weak, but if you are practicing that, then the harm will, in other words, is the harm will go back. That person will not be harmed. See, your mind is calm, peaceful, There's some angry person comes with so angry face, frowning, angry face, scolding, If the one is practicing this, and your mind is so calm, peaceful, no matter how much that person expresses, your mind is not harmed. You see, there's one. So your mind is still in peace, not harmed, you see. That's the magic, The person may be more upset because you are not harmed, See, then you can develop stronger. So now you see how much expression of his anger there, how much his suffering is there. More anger is there, there's more suffering. It's real, You are keeping your mind peace, strength, So there's no fear, see. How important that is, you see. This is not something we just sit there, chant some mantra, Listen, every day your life, you wake up with this. You start day like this. You go to sleep with this. Okay. Moreover, the precious, virtuous friend Gangba once said, in generating the deity as the commitment being, and then causing the wisdom being to enter after having already ceased brought into you it. There is no reason why the consecration should not be successful. So this is talking something Vajrayana, There's a Samaya being and wisdom being. You first you establish Samaya being, and then you bring the wisdom being dissolved into together. It's talking about. But this here saying, when you have first, you see, you have the innate loving kindness within us. Then generating this is wisdom being now, which is acknowledging or identifying or revealing your loving kindness yourself. Okay. When the precious Drikung Kyobpa, Lord Jesus heard of that comment, he remarked, in generating the deity as the commitment being and causing the wisdom being to enter after having already seized it as the seizing is indeed necessary. You see, you have that, discussing, you have that. Later at Buntang, when the virtuous friend Marpa asked what that seizing was, the precious Kyobpa Jidusungul replied, the seizing of loving kindness is what is required. So what requires is just you have to bring it, loving kindness, and just maintain it, seize it, and keep it. Since all temporary and ultimate happiness for both oneself and others arise solely from the samadhi of loving kindness. Samadhi is mentioned, calm abiding mind of loving kindness. These are the activities of loving kindness. All these are the activities of the loving kindness. Okay. The action of this practice, everything transforms into positive. Yeah. Therefore, I entreat you to take this into your experience with the great persistence and to strike these battle points. So follow it, practice it, keep it. This is the presentation of the including the instruction, the sixth stage. Okay. So very good. It's good, isn't it? Okay. So now you got this all the point. You keep them in your heart. Okay. Keep and practice daily. Okay. You get benefit, no doubt. No, there are a lot of stories in the past. No, like say a lot of epidemic diseases there. It's all come from our negative emotions. Anger, hatred, jealousy, and attachment, desire, all manifest this. And then all the big victorious just comes manifest from that and suffering, So this, if you practice, pacify, would produce all the good bacteria. Peace. First you see your mind is peace, you see. Look at your mind. Even those individuals who's hating you, who dislike you, but in your mind, I wish that person have all the peace and happiness, because that person is suffering. When you cultivate that mind in your being, see how peace there is. See. And that peace is yours because you have developed. And nobody will take away that. And that kind of peace you cannot buy from any others, no matter how powerful they may be. So we individually have every ability, opportunity to develop this. Then this we can help others, you see. Through this we can help others. People. Boss, what time you have? 11:30?
11:45.
Oh, very good. Yes.
Here the last page when the person Drikung Kyobpa say that in generating the deity as the commitment being and force the wisdom being to enter after having already ceased it, a ceasing is indeed necessary. Does that mean that if you ceasing the loving kindness, being a compassionate person, then you can get to be the wisdom beings.
First yourself, you say talking about. When you, as I mentioned, you have this, you see, your innate loving kindness is a vision we have everybody. That is the wisdom being. Our cultivating, bringing, that is the samaya being. When you cultivate your samaya being within you, then the innate wisdom, the loving kindness, is just they come together. Okay, they come together, and then you being a complete nature of the loving kindness.
So are they correlated, the wisdom and then the loving?
Of course. Sometimes the compassion comes good sometimes. When you don't have enough wisdom, they are called, sometimes you call idiot compassion. We don't want to have that. Then we make mistake, We don't want to misuse loving kindness, compassion. Okay. We have to practice them with wisdom, skillful means. That is all, then it becomes nothing but only cause for peace and happiness. So this is, as I mentioned, mind is so powerful. When it's wrong place in the mind, if it goes to the wrong place, then as I mentioned, it creates this samsara. It creates the hellland. Okay, so powerful. Nobody can create that. Only from your negative mind. On the other hand, when you have wisdom, all these skills, and then they can create enlightenment. See, that nobody can create that, only by your mind.
One of the practical question about loving kindness, my feeling is sometimes I want it to be really good and perfect, but usually my loving kindness is not perfect and not good.
Yes.
So what can I do?
Progress is mentioned here. You see, if it's become vague, bring to the root again, put emphasis, okay, and make sure you got it. Then your loving kindness will be so stable, nothing can remove that. So you need indefatigable effort.
Indefatigable.
Yeah. What was that?
Yes, indefatigable.
Yes, what?
Carlos.
Silence, yeah. You see. Okay.
Use the speaker for the Zoom people, so if anybody has questions.
Not realizing that I was being compassionate, maybe. I was swimming, talking to folks in a pool that I don't know very well, but we were talking about some issue. And I said something that I didn't know something or realize something. And this woman sitting on the edge of the pool who doesn't talk to me very often and kind of I feel strained from a little.
Okay.
She looked at me and she goes, "You don't know everything." And then she went on to say something. She kept going. And because I didn't have my hearing aid in, I really couldn't hear her. And I'm just smiling and going, I don't know everything. And I felt just this joy, and I wasn't, it was just not, there was no anger, there was no sadness, there was no emotion, just kind of smiling and saying, yes, you're right, I don't know everything. And it felt wonderful. But like she went away, she quit. She went on for a minute or two more, and then she stopped. And so that's just an example.
Okay, very good.
Anybody else? Question?
Any questions? Any suggestions?
About.
Put it right up to your mouth.
Yes.
I have a question about sentient beings.
Yes.
Because ascension comes from, to sense and
Sense, yes.
feel.
Yes, feeling.
Is that different from rational beings?
I mean, I feel that healing is a lot easier to control than what some people would call scientific thinking or rational thinking or
Rational,
yeah, right. So, for example, the pets. Pets, I think, are sentient beings.
Yeah,
They're
that's
never rational.
Yes.
They're never rational.
yes.
But I feel like that loving kindness has to flow from something that is mostly feeling, not analysis. I think that's when I first started studying this stuff, I felt like I analyzed everything too much. So just a question. What is a sentient being?
Sentient beings is, we should say, consciousness, which conscious something right or wrong. Understanding of the is a intelligence that understanding of the what are the causes, the cause of the peace and happiness.
Awareness.
Yeah, awareness, the cause for the suffering. So there's it is a awareness, it's a consciousness and intelligence, not artificial intelligence. Okay.
No thoughts.
Yeah, no robot. Okay. So the mind is a mission so profound. It's profound and it's so vast like the space. Okay. Is the limit of the space? Anybody have found any limit of the space? No, isn't it?
Limitless.
Space.
Space.
Space has a limit?
No limit.
No limit. How you know?
Because I know what seems to know.
Nobody knows this limit of the space. So there's no, yeah. So the mind is like that. Your own mind is no limit. Called outer space and inner space. Or is inner space.
So I'm new to this too, and I was, used to question that same thing. And for me, I definitely feel dogs and cats, pets of any kind, are sentient beings, and I think they're particularly sensitive to if you're not feeling good, you're angry, you're anxious. I think it really impacts them enormously. And I include trees, plants, grass, because I know that trees share what their nutrients they get in water with other things. I know what they release, I need to breathe, and vice versa. And I used to be so much more certain, and it gave me a lot of confidence. And now I've had to really give up that certainty and be really curious. So I don't know. So I haven't included like rocks, but I used to include my car. And, then it got hurt really badly. So I don't know.
Does your car exhibit loving kindness? Mine does not.
Yes.
Hopes.
Rinpoche, there's a question. Do you have a response to Gail? Kyobpa?
Hmm?
Do you have a response to Kyobpa?
Consciousness?
Answer.
What is your question?
No, I wasn't having a question. I was just commenting on
Yeah, you see, you're commenting. No question. You see? That's why I am confused.
There is a question on Zoom. Pixel somebody. Please unmute yourself.
Oh, he's not there now.
Oh, okay. All right, Pixel's gone. Okay, anybody here?
Yes, go ahead.
So when you are with people who are fighting, arguing, discussing, uh, and you love these people, it's very difficult for me to. Sometimes I feel like I need to say something, do something, and I get very stressed. And I like to ask you, please, what to do when you feel that stressed and you no longer are thinking about how to help, but you are thinking about the stress and you feel stressed about it.
You are stressed, and then you are thinking about your stress, and then you are thinking about how to get rid of that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I like to solve, but
Yeah.
when I look at my mind, there is too much stress already. So
You see, of course, there are, you say, not one thing. All are not just one. There are so many causes and conditions. Even your friends, they disagree each other. They are quarreling each other's. There are also many different causes and conditions. So first you have to understand, look in your mind. Because of that, I'm stressed. So they are also stressed. Because of their stress, they are quarreling. They are disagreeing each other. And how much confusion is there. So look at in your mind, instead of your mind taken away by this stress, just develop loving kindness in your mind. So they are in their mind, they want peace and happiness, but because of their limitation, they don't know how to cultivate that mind. They are so ignorant the method how to take care of themselves. So look at that, develop wisdom in your mind. First, in your mind, you just develop loving kindness. Totally just try to bring that mind. Say, once you could do that, you can be taking care of your stress. Okay. Then there's a possibility to help others. You can advise them. Maybe not at that moment, but take time, step by step. You can help them. Okay? First, you develop yourself. So here is all first. We're not talking how to solve other problems, but how to take care of yourself. How to meditate, how to cultivate, how to exercise yourself. Okay? We try to do something without having ourselves try to solve other problems. It's always there, people say, how I can help them, how I can help them. You don't do how to help yourself. So here's suggesting, first you practice yourself. Okay? You just sit yourself, you just make yourself a good person. This is all how to make a better human being, a decent human being, and when you are a good human being, how you are more civilized, okay? In other words, when you are more civilized on this practice, and then you can help others how to civilize. Then there's opportunity.
Thank you so much.
I have a question about anger.
Yes.
What is this, is on?
You usually have to hold it close to your mouth.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. I'm sure you're aware that there are many things in America now that are not going well, and that there are whole institutions that are starting to break down. Now, I'm thinking in particular, what I run up against is problems with the post office, because I do a lot of mailing, as you know, with prisoners and so forth. And there are outrageous things that happen, like you'll go to the post office and they refuse to accept cash. And I feel very angry, and it's not just because it's an annoyance to me or whatever, but it's such a disservice to the public, to the entire public, that it's extraordinary. Now, my feeling is one of anger, and yet at the same time, I know that that's not the most skillful reaction, but I'm torn between that, letting them know that this is really unacceptable behavior, or doing nothing. But there's a famous saying, you've probably heard, Khenchen Law, that the triumph of evil occurs when good men remain silent. And so I'm always caught up between those two things. I feel like if I remain silent, I'm helping promote negative behaviors, negative policies. And yet again, if I get angry, that goes against what we're told to do. So can you suggest a way of handling situations of that sort in a way that's skillful?
That you can see. First of all, can you solve that problem or not? By being angry.
Well, probably not, because
You
that's
see,
one person.
one person, you see.
One person.
So you are one person, you cannot solve the problem. So for your own benefit, to have to experience peace yourself, so not so wise in this way.
So
I better myself without my choice, but this is the best choice. Instead of being angry, just those individuals, they are caught up their system and they are suffering. No, this is not now accepting cash is something developing. No, whole society is developing. Now no longer use cash. Only use what you call card, card, all those things. Everybody should have a card. And this is how the system is now changing. So that person has no choice. It's not his or her choice. It's a whole system created that way. So why I should be so angry about it? It doesn't solve the problem. Instead, it ruins my day.
Yes, can
Sorry, finish.
Yeah. What I think I'm hearing you say is the same thing. I feel that it's an emotion, it's anger, but it's what I call, never mind what, righteous indignation. And because you feel like you're right and you've identified a problem, you need to make somebody aware in some way. And the question's not how to get rid of your bad emotion. We can do that with this sort of mindset. But what activity can you participate in that begins to work against the ills that you notice in society? That's kind of what I feel.
You're right, and it's a question of what can one do to repair a broken system. Because Khenchen Law, I understand what you're saying about, like, basically you're saying walk away. There's nothing you can do, walk away. But if everybody walks away, the civilization dies.
No, it's adjustment. Practically, how much you can change.
Alone, not much.
Yes, I'm saying. When you cannot change, and you be so angry, shouting everywhere, you know, I don't like this system, you know, how much you can change, how much it can help you.
But a small group, as Margaret Meadings famously said,
Mhm.
is the only thing that will ever create change. And that group can get larger. And we're not talking one person. We're talking slowly more than one. Otherwise, whole societies can just,
Collapse.
collapse.
So are you suggesting, Khenchen Law, I better take this thing again. Are you suggesting that there are times when we simply have to accept that our society is collapsing and just let it go? And
If it is collapsed, then we'll change without choice.
That's true.
You see,
Yes, but those of us who
everything's going wrong. Looks like doesn't work well, and they will change. See,
so then it'll be followed by a new society.
yeah, everything's changing. You see, all the time changing.
Okay.
Because I came to this country in the 80s. That time so peaceful,
Yes.
you know. I really admire so much. Everywhere you go, it's so peaceful. I was that time in Washington DC, you know. And because I was coming from other different country, you know, how that country's structure and how that here in this country in the 80s, I admire so much. But at the same time, because you studied impermanence, I was preparing. This will not stay like this all the time. There's a cycle up and down, you know, up and down. You are born, baby, grown up, teenage, get old, you know, going down, and then you go to next rebirth. You know? So it's just always there's a cycle.
I have one more question.
Mm-hmm.
I got-
You have a question?
On this topic,
No,
yes.
I thought you have suggestions.
No. I have, so I'm helping this next week to go to the police department and work with recruits who are now coming into the police department, young people. And my job is to act as if I were struggling with mental health challenges and they have to call me.
The attorney?
No, I'm just a mental health, I used to be a mental health worker.
Okay.
So I have to act like they need to calm me down. That's what I'm doing this week. My question is to you, would you ever be willing to talk to these recruits? If we could set up something where you could speak to the recruits with this teaching?
Yeah, I'll be very happy to.
Because
Yes.
it would be so beneficial to these young people. It really would.
Yeah, if you arrange, yeah, I'll be happy.
Try.
Yeah.
I will try. Thank you.
Yeah.
I will try.
You know, I have a nice.
Yes,
Yeah,
Amy.
yes. Yeah, I don't know, I come from a scientific household, was just kind of raised to think of things on a really
talk about the word vast. The mind is vast, a vast time scale. My father was a geologist, but, you know, when questions are posed here about how to solve these, you know, people that have had the microphone, I think, you know, we need to go back to what the teacher has said today and in the other couple times I've heard him speak, where he kind of prefaces what he's going to talk about with the fact that this business is, what, 2,600 years old. And, you know, the minds of men who create these systems that we live in, they're flawed. So what do you think, you know, if you start with that given, then, you know, if then you're going to have flawed societies, flawed systems. And I personally, I've been through an awful lot in my life, a hell of a lot. And for me, I will not speak for anyone but myself, but, you know, my way to resolve all of this is to embrace these teachings that he is disseminating in person here that go back is, you know, as long as he's spoken. And, you know, he also brought in some Christianity and the parallels at the outset. So I think, you know, what, you know, like he said, if things crumble, things are going to change. But I was married to an Asian. I've spent a great deal of my life immersed in the culture. And I think until maybe the West here can embrace and operationalize the stuff that he's talking about from the East, and we're just stuck in this, you know, make money, spend money, make money, you know, we're going nowhere. So I want to conclude with that. Thank you.
Do you want to?
Oh. Well, I thought it was a nice comment to tie into your point of meeting with the young recruits, that it was important to me. I recall it being important to me when I was young that a parent expressed, or my father expressed, compassion towards a person he knew who had become mentally ill. So I always recalled this, that he had this expression of compassion towards this person, and probably created more openness.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yes.
When people are being really, I just want to ask to verify. Mental illness is very pervasive in this society, or just more open. Maybe in my society, I saw people mentally ill, but family just hide them in the room. And so mental illness is much more open, but I think most people don't understand mental illness. And so I just want to ask, do you think that because of fear of something we don't understand, so we act certain way? Do you agree?
No, there's always fear and hope. The life is built on the base on fear and hope.
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 Hope and
I'm
fear.
hoping something
Okay.
built on the base of hope and fear. See, all everything is built on the hope and fear. I hope something will happen. For this, I do these things. I have a fear something will happen. To protect from that, I do these things. So we have a house built based on the hope and fear. If you sit in the outside jungle, there are a lot of fear. So to protect from that fear, if you have a house, it's protected.
So in terms of Buddhism, when we say about fear or hope, Are they both illusion?
Not just only that, all this what you are seeing is changing, you see. Everything's changing. There's illusion. If it is not changing, then no illusion. This morning we came here at 10, I was gone. Where? Where there's? It's illusion. Now this we are now talking, it keeps changing. Every second is changing. Going where? Nowhere. Come from nowhere, going to nowhere. It's illusion. People don't realize when we're in the illusion, no? We think, I'm here. Concrete, substantial. Nobody can beat me. But impermanence is beating us. Yes.
I have a quick question for you.
Yeah, okay.
When you have thoughts or opinions in your head, kind of the talk, the chatter that goes on, do you listen to those or push them away or just not have them? Acknowledge them but don't act on them? And I'm sure throughout years of practice it all changes. But for my practice, I'd like to know, and these little thoughts might just be opinions, like, well, this system shouldn't be this way, or your life shouldn't be that way. Do you learn from those by listening to them, or just let them go?
First of all, it will go anyway, no?
Thank you.
You say it won't stay there, no? It will go. Then when your thoughts coming, look at how it is meaningful or not meaningful. Sometimes thoughts comes and go, thoughts comes and go. Some are meaningful, helpful. Just look at that. And some are just nothing. So just your gossip in the mind is endless. Just constantly gossiping, endless. But everything they come and go. It's nature of the impermanence, nature of everything. It's not some specific or Buddhist or something, Impermanence is everything is impermanent. So look at that. So let go.
Let go.
Let go. Don't attach to it. Don't grasping on it. Attaching to it, grasping on it, when you are fixated, then it brings this side effect. Letting go. Okay, that's good.
Yes, thank you.
We have one question from Carolina.
Who's that?
Oh, thank you, Rinpoche. Good morning. Thank you so much for the teaching.
Good morning, yes.
I just had a question. If you could please give a little bit of explanation on how we can differentiate skillful compassion from unskillful compassion.
Unskillful.
Well, like you mentioned, idiot compassion,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
yes, and skillful compassion.
Immediate compassion is sometimes emotionally, emotionally you just feel something doesn't make much sense. Sometimes it hurts other, So that time you should use your wisdom, your mind, clear mind. What it does, it really helps or not helps, it helps others, it helps me. You look at that round, and then if it is not so helpful, just don't act on that. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much, Rinpoche.
Yeah. Now shall we say some dedication prayers? Yeah, please chant together. Now first we just breathe in fully and exhale all our stress. Just relax. And then during this session, this what I've talked about, the loving kindness, how to cultivate, how to exercise. Just look at that. If it is helpful, useful, there's some techniques that I mentioned. Just keep in your mind stored. So I will utilize this, practice on this. If it doesn't make sense, then just leave it, forget it. So make this, and then dedication prayers will say, by these practice, may every sentient beings free from suffering and have all the peace and happiness. Out of your love and compassion, we say this prayer. Okay. By the virtues collected in the 3 times by myself and all beings in samsara and nirvana, by the innate rooted virtue, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain and surpass perfect, complete, precious God.
May the
May the naked man be found. May the poor endowed with sterling common sense. May every being in its cities be have us every quality. Those who go in the drain, so far will this change and may the weak keeps us. And may those who put to the sea both sheep and then with them be unto may those who lose their way in the land and save from the hand of the may the children in age and heart those down by the spirit and resources of heaven appears from me. May all be free from the harmony. May the harmony and continuance of their lives. Just like good Jesus.
Without a trace.
May there be blessings of those who suffer for me to create may the art of living of the world gain strength and masculinity. May their lovely consequences back in the
And they were sleeping in the sound.
in monasteries, temples, and yeah, thank you, everybody. And today here, my first time talk, and this was called Bodhi Hut. Bodhi Hut. Bodhi Hut. So here, yes, Sister Sumo was working hard on this project, and so I want to congratulate this. Just here. Here. Come here. Congratulate this place for people to come. And I have those who are coming, doing practice, meditation, or this. I have a tea, a loose tea from Darjeeling. So use for the medicine. Okay? Okay. Oh, do you think that they're not a hammer? You can put a motor. Ko yola man kita show it on hado na kita show ba khado na kita show small na kita show mawata ta na kita show migiru boku ete show yana to sumoto show tele to ja ko so to kita show ne dirnya tele tendere nyam ko jamne ku jo sumje dedr dele show ji de show lo no no ba ji chepete tele ila ti do show timboto jo chuno so wa to so ba ko jo chuno so ba ta ne barni she ne 다시 대장 된들 델레쇼 chancho semjo rinpoche maje panam ke gyuroje ke ba nyamba me prayam kone kondo pe warai sho. Thank you, everybody. Okay.
Can we get a shot and katas and things like that? How would you like to go?
Thank you, Rinpoche.
Katas? Katas? Yeah. And then maybe we can move some chairs and.
Roniga, say everybody in Peru. Thank you. Yeah, there are some people from Peru. Yeah.
Healthy continuation of Rinpoche, long life, huh?
Yes, yes. Everybody long life. Loving kindness.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Okay. Let's see.